The upcoming video is provided through free early access of The Sims 4 for Rent expansion pack from the EA Creator Network. I'm Jason Sterling. Thanks for watching. So anyway, we've got our apartment building now. Let's go into live mode and we will look at what we have. So she lives in unit number 3, right? Which is the property owner. We can go into unit number 1 and we'll view the agreement. I don't know what that's for. What is travel to unit? We don't need to travel to unit. We're going to go here. We're going to view the agreement. Now, this is where we can set the rent. It has a max rent of $132 a day. You can also change the lease length to, I don't know how far it can go. Well, 100 days at least. Can we do 1,000 days? No. Can we do... Probably 999 days is the longest we can do. Yeah, we can do that. So we can do up to essentially 1,000 days. I'm going to just do it for 7 days because then at the end of each lease agreement, maybe I would have an opportunity to remodel it if I want to and put new stuff in and kind of change it. It can be really hard to change it when someone's living there, as we already discussed. If you're going to make major changes, you have to go in either as that particular sim, in which case you're using their money to change the apartment, or you've got to evict them to go in and make those changes as the landlord, or they have to move out in order for you to go in and make those changes as a landlord. Now, to some extent, I get that. I mean, yes, if you lived in an apartment and your landlord said, hey, I want to knock out like several walls and combine 3 apartments, and you're going to get a really big apartment in the end, but in the meantime, it's going to be a disaster area, you'd be like, no. No, I'm not going to live in a disaster area just so you can have a bigger apartment and probably charge me 3 times the rent, so no. But if your landlord came and said, hey, we're going to repaint your apartment, we're going to put new kitchen appliances in your apartment, we're going to replace that carpet from 1978, and you know how they were back in the 70s. You have no idea what took place on that carpet. Nasty things took place on that carpet. You know it did. Things like where they were nudists and they were swingers. There were swingers on that carpet, swinging around down there, okay? And they never steam cleaned it. Nothing's been done to it, and it's nasty. Okay, so if he comes and he wants to replace that carpet, are you going to say no? You're like, yeah, good. Get in here and get it out, right? You can't do stuff like that. And I do feel like you should be able to, as a landlord, go in and change those sort of things. My guess is that programming-wise, it would be too hard to separate out painting the walls, changing the flooring from changing the walls, you know, separating out the different build features. But still, I don't like it, and it's a hassle for me. Now, that said, that's why I'm making the lease length 7 days. The rent per day is currently at $66. Now, I'm going to move my sim, Brian, in here. And I don't know, 66 sounds high, but I don't know how much rent we should charge. I don't know really what we're going to be stuck with when it comes to bills. Does Brian pay the bills for his unit, or is this all bills paid? I really don't know. And I'm going to assume it's all bills paid, so she's going to be paying for all of it. So maybe 66 is what we should go for. I don't know. We're going to stick, let's make it 65. Let's make it an even number. We'll make it $65. 66, I guess, was half of the max rent. We'll make it $65. We're going to say Brian's a clean guy anyway, so I'm going to give him 0 rules, right? We'll put rules on the other unit, but since I'm going to be using this unit, we're going to put 0 rules on it because I don't really need those. And I guess that's it. We've got our rent set. We've got our days set. So this unit's good. This is unit, what unit is this? Does it say on here? Number 1, unit number 1. So we're going to go to unit number 2 next, because I do want to see how they go. I mean, this place has like 2 stars, and I think they're red stars, which I think is worse than like gold stars. I don't even know how I got 2 stars because it is pretty bare bones. No flooring, no paint, just a drag ass, broke ass, ghetto out kitchen. The bathroom doesn't have a sink or walls that matter, or walls, and its furnishings consist of a bed. So 2 stars is pretty generous, unless there's supposed to be a negative there. Did they miss the negative? Maxis, did you forget to put the negative on this apartment? Because, yeah, I wouldn't live there. If I moved in that place and it said 2 stars and I moved in there, I'd be like, oh my God, who lived here? Crack addicts? If I was a crack addict and I spent all my time on crack or bath salts or something, I'd probably give this place 2 stars because the hallucinations would tell me to. But in this case, we're going to set those 2 rules. I think we'll leave the loud noises in place just to see what happens. And we're going to leave this in place just to see what happens, right? And we'll leave the ghost thing in place too. I don't know. No ghosts will be allowed to live here. So we'll see how that goes. We're going to see how that goes. And that one's done. So that one's done. Now, I'm going to move over to Brian. I'm going to move him into his home. We're going to get him set up. Then I'm going to have her rent out that other unit. And well, let's have her do that first, because I think Brian's going to go in unit number 1. So let's have her, just to see how this works, since we're in the middle of this, we're setting up our apartments, we're working on this deal. Let's go ahead and fill the vacancy, right? Now it says she has to go home. Why was she not home? How was she in the other unit? I don't know. Okay, she's going back home. She's going back home. That does give us a good segue, a good opportunity, though, to talk about when you want to go visit other places as a landlord or anybody else in this building. It's pretty easy. You just kind of click on the door. Well, there's nobody here. So she shouldn't, this is the other thing I'm going to say real quick. She shouldn't have to break in as the landlord. Nobody lives here. Nobody's living here. I feel like as a landlord, you should just be able to visit via the door. Now you can visit this way, which is pretty easy. And when there's someone living here, we'll see in a little bit, when there's someone living here, you can pretty easily switch families. You don't have to go to the world screen or anything like that. Let's fill our vacancy. So I'm wanting $132 for this fine apartment. First of all, I know it's a shithole. I know that. I know it's a shithole. It's on the beach. It's right on the beach. It's got a beautiful view. You can go swim in the beach. You're like, that bathroom's nasty. Oh, you can bathe in the ocean. You can bathe right there in the ocean. It's always warm. It's the tropics. So I think 132 is reasonable for this beautiful 1-bedroom, 1-bath. 2 people can live here at one time, you guys. Even if you're not married, even if you're not in a relationship, you can share that bed. You can share that bed. Sleeping in the same bed does not mean you're having sex. Now, apparently, Brock here is willing to pay up to $128. He wants three beds. See, again, why can't they just sleep in the same bed? Why? Are you telling me in Southeast Asia, a teenager and a little kid not going to sleep in the same bed sometimes? Hell, when I was in America, that happens. You know, this is a poor neighborhood. Does that look like a wealthy building to you? No? Well, it's not. So, okay. Then we've got the Lee family who also wants 3 beds for $64. Yeah, no. And then we've got the elder here who's willing to only pay $61, and he wants 1 bed. And then we have the shadows. There's 2 of them, but they want 2 beds and they're willing to pay $73. So I'm seeing some problems. I am already seeing some problems. How am I going to make money off this place when all these people in this town are so cheap? Why? How? How am I going to do that? I don't know. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I know what I'm going to do. Let's see if I can. I'm going to try to go into build mode, and we're going to unhide the unit. We're going to unhide this unit too. Now, mind you, once someone lives here, you can't unhide the unit. So like I just did that so I can change the unit around. You cannot do that if someone's living there. Which again, I mean, if you wanted to come in as a landlord and take this junk ass bed out and give them something nicer, wouldn't you think they'd be like, yeah, go ahead and switch it out. That's cool. That's good. I'm going to give them 2 beds here, 2 twin beds. And since they're so selfish, how much was this? This was $620. Since they are so fucking selfish, okay, and they got to have 2 beds because they cannot share this bed. Great. You know what you get? You know what you get? You're going to get this, the Gordian cot. You know, one thing that's missing from this particular pack as well, with it being Southeast Asia, is just a floor mat. Because really, if it was up to me, I'd throw a floor mat on the ground. I don't think a sleeping bag counts as a bed. I don't think it does. And I don't think we have sleeping bags in base game anyway. Let me see if we do. Will they complain here in a little bit? I wonder if they'll complain. Well, they've got electricity right here. It seems to be working. So I don't need that, right? But it's under activities, like you do need it. Well, we're going to see, because all I have left is $990, thanks partially to this needing 2 beds. So I'm not going to afford to put that stuff in. So we're going to just have to wait and see what that's like. Let's see if there is a sleeping bag here. I do not see a sleeping bag. And change the rent. Change the rent, what, to like $71? I think I'm getting the losing end of this deal. Did I actually end up losing money on that with those 2 beds? I don't know. Anyway, we're going to try it. We are going to try it. $71. Let's go over here and see who wants this place. Fill the vacancy. Okay, so we have... What? Wait. It says they want 2 beds. I have 2 beds. I have 2 beds. Why? What? Did I do the wrong unit? Is that Brian's unit? I have 2 beds. I have 2 beds. Let me see here. Oh, I am in the wrong unit. Okay, that was Brian's unit. Okay, I need unit number 2. So once again, I got to take these out. And I'm going to have to grab this nicer bed for Brian. Because Brian, first of all, is really hot. And he's single. And he is young and lonely. And so he needs a double bed. And then we're going to put unit unhidden. It's not occupied. It's not occupied. Nobody's occupying that unit. Why is there... Nobody's occupying that unit? I didn't occupy that unit. Who could be in there? Nobody's in there. Take a look here. Who's in there? Unit number 2. Why does it show somebody in there? How did they get in there? The shadows. Did they take it? Oh, did they take it? Oh, maybe it worked. Okay, because I was kind of wondering. It said there wasn't 2 beds, but they did take it. What happened? What happened? I don't know. They're in there though, and they're paying $71 a day. I'm happy. I'm going to just leave it. I wonder if I can transfer over there and see what they're up to. Let me take a look at them. I'm going to switch control to this household. So that's what you can do to go to that household, is just switch control. I could visit the unit as well as the, landlord here. But I think when I'm done switching control to this household, I'll move over to Brian, move him in, and kind of get his story going. Now that we have Tia's story as a landlord going here, switch that control. Okay, so there they are, young couple or whatever they are. I don't know if they're a couple or not. Got kind of the chick from that story. The Addams family has moved here to Thailand, and this other chick, Gretchen Wolf, she's here. So we're going to go. Was that our landlord really right there, right? Maybe we should say hello to her real quick. She should have said hello to us. Like, hey, remember us? We're your brand new tenants. Remember us? Yeah, remember? That's us. We're your brand new tenants. We want to say hello. I hope we have hot water. Probably we don't. They got electricity, though. There's lights on there. Where are you going? Oh, that's it. She's going inside. Yep, slam that door closed. I guess we're not going to meet her. Well, all right then. Okay, thanks. I guess we know where we live, right? Okay, so they're counting this as 2 beds, but are they a couple? Okay, so according to this, they're just good friends. In fact, they're best friends, and they are roommates. So maybe what I need to do is go ahead and swap this out for double beds. They got enough money. They got $21,000. So even though as a landlord, I really should pay for that, we're going to pretend like I didn't pay for it. Like I was like, no, the bed it comes with is the bed you get. Okay. That's just the way it is. I'm going to pretend like that's the sort of person I am. Because that's the sort of person I am. It is. And we're going to put in like a couple. It really doesn't matter. I'm not going to play this group. Who cares? They're tired. Who cares? They're uncomfortable. I'm going to go ahead and just put those 2 cots in there, and they are good to go. They're good to go. And now I know that their apartment will work just fine for them. In fact, let's send them upstairs and see how they like it. Let's go here. Let's go here. You know, because it's in such a good area, isn't it? It's like super nice. What is she doing? She's like, oh my God, I feel sick. She's like, I feel sick. What did we get scammed into? It's probably her idea. It's probably like, what did you put us here for? I thought you said this place was nice. She's like, oh, well, all it showed was pictures of the outside. It just showed pictures of the beach. And the landscaping in it was so beautiful. It's got a night market right downstairs. I mean, it's not there right now, obviously, but it's supposed to be. And I just thought it would be our dream. It's our dream here to live in Southeast Asia and a simple life. Well, you got a simple life now, right now. So simple. You get to check out this cot. What do you think about that? Nice, huh? Go over there and relax. You go over there and relax too. Both of y'all relax. Take it easy. See if it makes them feel better. It's not going to make them feel better. What's she happy about? Surrounded by friends. Well, that's right. You do have your friends, honey. Don't go walking in the jungle by yourself. We don't want to lose you now. Let's go ahead and take a look at Brian. Cringe, apparently, I'm going to say this. Sims who are obnoxiously oblivious and oftentimes met with polarizing reactions. Cringe Sims can be socially unaware of their surroundings at times, but have an adorable enthusiasm for life. I'm sorry. Here's the deal. When I saw the trailer and he opened the door and he did that little dance, and I thought, that's me. That looks just like me, and he acts just like I do. Now, my son will tell you I'm kind of cringy. I thought that was like a term of endearment. And apparently I was wrong. Apparently it's not anything good. But to me, seeing the cringe people on like the trailers and stuff and kind of seeing how he acts, he's just someone that kind of does his own thing, He's kind of into who he is. If you don't like it, that's a you problem, not a me problem, right? He doesn't care that that's an out-of-date dance. So what? What are you, Dick Clark? Are you like Danny Terrio or something? Or are you going to put me on like Dance Fever and judge me? Well, okay, screw off, and slam the door in their face or something. But anyway, cringe is who he is. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that is a good thing. I don't know about the socially unaware of their surroundings. I don't know. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Is this Victorian England? Is Queen Victoria coming by later? Do we need to be careful which fork we use to eat our tea sandwich with? I don't know. But I do know that I thought from the trailer at first that, cringe. I didn't even know he was a cringy sim from the trailer. He just opened the door and did that little dance thing, right? And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I like this guy. I would want to live next door to him. There you go. Okay, so anyway, let's move him. Speaking of living next door, he wants to move his whole household, which consists of nothing right now. So let's look at our apartment options. What have we got? We got this one right here, $65 a day. 2 red stars. Is red good in Southeast Asia? Sure it is. It must be good. That sounds fantastic, Brian. Let's move in there. It must be good. And he has almost $18,000 left after we move in, right? Of course, the rent's $65 a day. I'm a little concerned about the rent. Time in The Sims is a little bit different, but in some ways, it seems kind of expensive to me that it's $65 a day. Is San Myshuno that expensive? I don't know. On one hand, I think, yeah, maybe it kind of is because maybe we pay by the week in San Myshuno. But I really don't know. In this case, though, per week, he's paying $450 or something like that. So I guess it's not too bad. Let's have him go upstairs here. Check out our new home, Brian. He's inspired. He's plenty happy. It was because he let a little lantern go earlier, Sky Lantern. Super cool. He's going to walk on upstairs. So far, he seems pretty happy. I should have him check out the mail here in a minute. He's not getting too bad of a moodlet yet. Let's see oh, here we go. Here it is. Kind of poorly decorated. Sure it is, buddy, but you got this gorgeous balcony out here. In fact, I wonder if I take him outside, will that get better? Go here and check out the view. What do you think? Hey, right? Check that out. For sure, if I came outside, And I saw a view like that. Look at that. Put this in tab mode. Let's raise him up. Look at that. $65 a day. 65, that's it. And you get that view, that place out of your door, out your window every single day. Oh my God, I would love it. I would put up with it. I would put up with the fact that the place is not painted, has no flooring. The furnishings are all junk. I put up with all of that for that view. To write a children's book, he's going to write the next masterpiece, you guys. He is going to literally write the next Harry Potter, in fact. And we're going to call it... we can't call it Harry Potter because that would be plagiarism, and it's probably copyrighted and trademarked and a whole bunch of other stuff. So we're going to call it Henry Sculptor. Henry Sculptor. Is that spelled right? I hope so. There's no spell correct in here, and I wish there was spell correct too. Henry Sculptor and the phony ass stone. There we go. And let's see here. We're going to describe this. A little boy gets everything, including vast wealth, given to him and succeeds. Whoops. I can't spell for shit, you guys. Seriously. Given to him and succeeds at everything, including saving the entire world. That sounds like a hit. That sounds like a hit. I think Brian's onto something here. He's got a hit. Henry Sculptor. Not sculpture. Sculptor. I want to do sculptor. Let's see here. Sculptor like that. Sculptor. Henry Sculptor and the phony ass stone. Little boy gets everything, including vast wealth, given to him and succeeds at everything, including saving the entire world. Okay, so there we go. He's going to start to work on that. There you go, Brian. Stop bitching. Get to writing. Yeah, get to writing, buddy. He's going to write there for a while.